Hello, everyone. It's John Ross here, and I'm super pleased to introduce Brian McGregor, who's one of our IGA 2026 Retailers of the Year. Brian, welcome to this little podcast all about you.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Well, if you weren't here, it would be a very boring podcast. So I'm sure glad you showed up because it is about you and your store. You've got a really cool store in St. Mary's, and it's in a unique community, and it's a unique store, and it's a really great experience being there. We were so pleased to get a chance to visit you earlier in the year. Brian, why don't you begin by telling us a little bit about how you became a grocer in the first place? How did you get into this industry?
Well, it all started when I was in college, I guess. My dad bought the store here in St. Mary's. He bought it out of bankruptcy, and he said, "Hey, before you go back to college, why don't you come down and help me work and get the store ready to open back up?" So we spent about a month driving back and forth from Coeur d'Alene down to St. Mary's and working on just cleaning the store, stocking, that kind of stuff. And family business, I guess. When you come home for the weekend or on vacation, it's like, "Oh, I'm glad to see you. Freight needs to be thrown in aisle 3. Why don't you go ahead and get started?" What? "Oh, great, thanks. It's good seeing you too, Dad." and I just kind of enjoyed it, I guess. I like the challenges. I like the different things that you do every day. And those things. And so when I graduated from college, I kind of said, "Well, hey, do you got a spot? Maybe I can come join and do something for you. I don't know if I can make you any money or not, but I can sure try." So that's kind of how I got into the business, and I've been here ever since.
Well, for the audience here, Brian's talking about Archie McGregor, who was a long-standing board member of IGA, and Archie was on the hiring team that chose to bring me to IGA. So I'm forever thankful in a lot of ways to the McGregor family, and he's been a huge supporter. And his niece or granddaughter or something works for us as well. And so the McGregors are a part of the IGA family in more ways than one. Brian, your store. So talk about St. Mary's. Describe the community and where it is, because I don't know. A lot of people won't know where that town is.
We're just south of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. We're on where two rivers meet, the St. Joe River and the St. Mary's River. We are a logging community. We're a small community of 2,600 people. There's a lot of small little towns around us. When we did a survey many years ago, we pulled from about 4,400 families as far as that goes. Recreation is huge in our area. Hunting, fishing, camping, hiking, all those things. If you love the outdoors, you'll love St. Mary's.
Well, it's a beautiful drive to the store, and it was not a beautiful day to drive to the store. It was pretty icy and slippery, and I thought that Doug was going to run us off into the lake a couple of times, but we did get there safely. But what a gorgeous community, and what a cool store. Now the store is interesting because you're in a way you're isolated. You could offer a more mundane store. You could offer more, kind of run-of-the-mill solutions. You wouldn't have to do all the things that you do, have an incredible bakery or the meat case, for example. And yet you go into that store and it's fresh produce and it's meat cut fresh every single day, and the level of service that you provide, it really is incredible. You pick that store up and you could put that in any suburb in the United States and it would compete right against some of the biggest national chains. What's it take talk to me about what it takes to get that level of staff, especially in a smaller community?
There's struggles. Staffing is probably one of our hugest issues that we have, is finding the staffing, then just working on the training of it, setting the standards hopefully, and maintaining those standards with the staff, and say, "Hey, here's what we want." You got to realize we're an hour out of Coeur d'Alene, and Coeur d'Alene has all the box stores. It has the Walmart, the Costco, Fred Meyer's, Safeway, and so a lot of our competition is there. There is another small independent in St. Mary's as well. And so we do have that competition as well. And I don't know, I've always grown up and believed that you need to maintain your store to the standard that you would want to have. So if I was shopping somewhere, I would really want to have a store that is, clean, well stocked, friendly service, those things, and always continuing to look at how we can improve things, how we, we're a 26,000 square foot store, and so sometimes space becomes tough. And so, what can you do to generate more space for different areas in the business as well? And so, I think those are the things that constantly looking at um, with it.
You are uniquely a 24-hour store, correct?
Yes, we are.
Talk to me about this decision to be a 24-hour store.
Well, we've pretty much been a 24-hour store pretty much from the get-go. What you have in St. Mary's is being in the logging community and having lumber mills here and that is you do have the mill shifts that take place. And so you try to take advantage of that. You have the loggers that are going out, their logging trucks and those things, and they're heading out at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to get to their sites. And so it was pretty simple for us to say, this makes sense to go 24 hours. You might as well be open. We do all the stocking and a lot of the merchandising at night when it's slower, so we're not interfering with the customers during the day. And so if you're going to have people in the store, you might as well see if you can, make some sales as well. You're exactly right. You don't see a lot of stores that are 24 hours anymore. But it just kind of makes sense to us to have it.
I think, to me, walking around the store, talking to you, and talking to some of your associates, and even the customers that pull you aside and want to tell you how great the store is when they realize you're from IGA, it's really, you say it in such a humble way, Brian, but to me it reflects the culture that you've created, right? Is you're going to create the store for the people that you serve, and you're going to figure out a way to make your local store serve their needs. Yeah, you're an hour away from Coeur d'Alene, but if you do all the things that you're doing in that store, there really would be no reason to go there unless you needed hard goods or something. And I think that approach, that culture, shows up in your store in a way that's just really obvious to the customer.
Yeah. It's not me that makes the store. It's the community and the employees that make it. So.
Well, it's at the end of the day, you say, what's a grocery store? It's like, we sell boxes and cans, but we also sell, we help feed our community. Now, that's a bigger aspiration. And you can see that in the way that you give back to the community and all the community support. Why don't you talk a little bit about the things that you do to support the community all year long?
Oh my gosh. That's probably one of our real strengths in the community is our giving back, I guess. And this year we kicked off a Bite to Go program that is to help on the weekends, help feed kids that maybe have some food insecurity. And so we kind of headed that up. We were approached and took that on and raised money to pay for it and do those things. Our Veterans Outreach Center, they were put in a Veteran Outreach Center in St. Mary's here, and we were a big supporter of that, big supporter of our food bank. I know last year we keep track. We write down on the back side of the break room door, so all our employees know all the things that we had donated to. And I know last year we had donated to over 60 different organizations, benefits, all those kind of things. And so you kind of sit back and look and you say, wow, we did a lot. And I always say it's those employees, you guys are the ones that made these donations possible. and you guys should be proud of yourself.
Well, I think I can say that not just visiting the store and seeing what a beautiful job that you guys are doing up there, and the innovation that you got in the store, and your support for the IGA brand, and all the amazing things that you do as an operator, but hearing the stories about how you support the community, both from you and also from your own team, who are very, very proud to work there. I think pride's the right word. We're so proud to have you as part of IGA, and proud that you very obviously won our highest award as Retailer of the Year. I can't say anything more than just congratulations for the work that you're doing up in St. Mary's and and carrying the great IGA torch. And I look forward to seeing you in Atlanta here in just a couple of months, and sharing a plaque on stage and maybe a beer afterwards, and congratulating you in person.
Well, thank you on the congratulations, and I appreciate everything that IGA does for us. And I know they're a big help and a big supporter of all the stores out there, all the independent stores, and I think it's important that we keep the independents going, and there's a place for us. And I think when I look at our community giving, it's just what IGA does. I don't know of any of the IGA stores that I've ever talked to that aren't willing to step up to the plate and do what needs to be done in their communities. And so that's the only way it's the only thing I really know.
Well, it's great because it's the right way to run a business, right? You're embedded in the community. You're a part of that community. You hire people's kids. I mean, it's just like it'd be hard to imagine another small business that's as integrated in the community. And the smart entrepreneurs and the ones that lead, like you, and create a great experience, they're doing it every day for the absolute right reasons. And then hopefully at the end of the year we make a little bit of money too. But you're a great role model for a lot of younger entrepreneurs that might be coming along thinking about, should I go work for my dad or should I go into the industry? And I just again just super proud of everything that you do there at St. Mary's. So thank you again.
Thank you.